the process of forming a government has begun. What do we know about Mohammed Al Bashir?
Yeah, good morning, Jemana. So he was the guy that was basically running the government up in Idlib province, so that was sort of that breakaway area. And they do have a little bit of form in terms of running sort of basic services for people, so they're not coming entirely out of nowhere. What's entirely unclear at this stage, and hopefully we'll get clarity over the next few days, is what exactly is that process? Who is going to sit down with who, when, what are they going to talk about, and what exactly is on the table? And I think if you look at the reaction from certainly the international community, including the UN Security Council yesterday, I think there's a great deal of nervousness out there about what this might look like, what this process might look like, because remember, there are so many competing influences and people jostling for power within the country, not just internally, of course, but externally, with all the neighbours basically either taking territorial gains to cement their positions or making very loud diplomatic noises.
Yeah. Stuart, there was a little bit of chats yesterday. I think many in the Western media have started to question whether governments in the U.S. and in the West could actually move to remove the terrorist organization designation that they have for HTS. What is the likelihood that we see that happening, do you think?
I think very unlikely in the short term, just because you can't spend several years saying something or someone is a terrorist or terrorist organization and then in the space of 24 hours change your mind. I think if there's enough evidence built up over enough time, and certainly the rhetoric coming from HTS's leadership has been reasonably positive, but if that actually transpires into reality on the ground and minorities are protected, rights are protected, then, you know, I think that's an ongoing discussion that will have to be had. But if fundamentally you end up with this group or something resembling this group in charge of the government, at some stage the international community is going to have to decide whether it's going to continue to basically brand it as a pariah or not.